I wanted to ask you about Daisy to start, and I feel like oftentimes people phrase it like what a director brings out of an actor, but I want to flip it around for you. What is something about her as like a leader, a lead actor, a producer on this movie that brings something new out of you as a director?
I mean, she inspired me to be the best I could be, honestly, because she gave it all for us, and we were so lucky to get her in the first place. Obviously, she's a great actor. I love her in the Star Wars films and all of that. But I think she also has something else, something like some kind of a very strong, energy to her that I'm imagining like Trudy had some of that, and she proved it on a daily basis. So that kind of force of nature coming out in every stroke, and I'm on a boat in a jacket, so and she's in there, and you better be on your A game, because she's constantly there.
I feel like this probably happened multiple times on this set, but can you give me an example of a time when she took what was on the page and made more of it than you ever could have imagined, and now people can see it in the final cut?
Well, I think that's every good actor do that, and I've been fortunate to work with a lot of, great actors, and there's a reason why they're so great, because they make it their own, and they always enhance what's in the scene. And every time I'm even on set, watching my little monitor and I see it, there's like, it's just, I think the closest thing to magic, when that happens, and you just feel so lucky that you have a couple of cameras on them, and capture that. And that's what she did. Definitely.
I feel it very much while I'm watching this movie. I wanted to ask you about working with so much water, which you know a thing or two about thanks to Pirates and Kon-tiki. Two-part question, can you tell me something about those experiences that you found coming in handy on this movie, but then also what's something about Young Woman in the Sea that posed a first-time challenge in terms of working with water?
Yeah, I mean, it's like the analogy I'm very often using is like when you're crossing an ocean, it helps that you've done it before, and but it's always going to be different weather, different challenges, and but the experience will always help you. But then also there's always surprises that you have to be prepared for. I'm drawn to the ocean. I grew up by the ocean, so I'm drawn to it. I think it's a wonderful, beautiful place on Earth, and we should take better care of it. Sure. But I think in this movie, I felt in Young Woman and the Sea, and it's almost like a cliche to say that the ocean is a character, but in this movie, it truly is. It symbolizes such a great obstacle for Trudy to overcome, and so in that sense, it was important for me to do it real for real, and to be in the elements, and to show the beauty and the dangers of water, and then the difference from other pirates or kon-tiki is obviously here I have an actor swimming in the water face down for the most part. So that was, from a technical visual point of view, a little tricky how to how do we, because we have to see her, so then we had to figure that out. But it's I keep coming back to it for some reason, and I get that question a lot, and I ask myself as well.
You come back to it because you're naturally good at it, and also because you love it so much, and like Oscar's work in this is just absolutely stunning. Like his photography with material like this is just consistently spot on. I love the collaboration between the two of you.
Yeah, no, and he comes from the impossible, and so he's done water too.
That he has.
But I think at the end of the day, it's just so rewarding, when you sputter home on a boat in the sunset, and you think about, okay, did I get it? Did I get that? Did I get that? And then you get into the editing room, the warmth, safe place, and you start looking at this stuff, and there's like a big reward, a sense of accomplishment that we actually did it. And I'm hoping that the audience can also feel that, you know, that this is as real as it gets.
I would genuinely be surprised if the audience didn't get it. Like, you told a story that I'm still shocked that hasn't been told on screen before, that people weren't aware of. And then also I love the thought that I know this movie is going to inspire so many people out there to take up swimming too, which I think is a really special thing for a film to be able to do. So job exceptionally well done. I have to ask you some Tron questions because our viewer and readership is rabid for that movie.
I know.
One of the coolest things I think in general about Tron, the original one, is how groundbreaking it was in terms of being one of the first feature films to use so many effects. So what would you say is something that your movie is going to do in that respect, but taking it to the next level? How will it change the game for effects again?
Well, I think you're right. It's such a big part of the franchise, you know, to use cutting edge technology and how to make the film. And so that was very inspiring for us as well. And we've used, you know, new technology in every way that I will talk about, you know, after a year in editing, you know, but again, I just feel so fortunate to be able to do so different kinds of stories. And you know, going from, I wrapped a week ago basically, and going from the grid, you know, and out on the ocean with Trudy is just, I feel so lucky to be, and I don't take it for granted, you know, and it takes a lot of hard work, but it's so wonderful to be able to do that and to be trusted with that task. And I have such a respect for that franchise. You know, I love the first film. I love Kaczynski's Legacy. I think it's a masterpiece, you know, and learned so much from that film, and that we're trying to carry on into this next installment. And then, you know, it's the best people behind camera, in front of camera, and with all the resources that we have. And it's the closest thing to a theatrical release, you know, in these times. And that's why I keep doing those movies also, because, not to be pretentious, but you know, cinema is my art form, and that's why I'm so thrilled that Young Woman on the Sea is finding its way into the theaters. Mm-hmm.